Yo, what is up, guys? Jetxc, and this is probably one of the best updates to come to Browndust 2, especially when it comes to quality of life and like just gameplay in general. It's probably the best, right? And we're gonna get into it, but we've got the Magical Girl update, and it looks like predictions were correct. The girls that are coming out next with their Magical Girl costumes. We also have some anniversary sneak peeks. I'm gonna do a separate video for that. I was talking in my Discord for a while. I think we pretty much figured it out, and there's a lot that you guys got to know about this third anniversary and how it's gonna be set up, right? Because you're gonna see a bunch of characters, and it's like, well, how is this gonna work, right? And I'll explain that in another video, right? Because I want to focus on the two big things: the new burst system, right, which is a new growth system, and then the refining remnants, right, which is a pity system for using refining powder. I hope I pronounced that right. We'll look at it though as we go down in the patch notes. So just to go over everything, right, we have the design here for Liberta. This is her Miracle Rose Liberta Magical Girl skin, and they say about her combat that she will fulfill a multi-hit support role built around a 5-hit attack, and it will pair well with Onsen Manager Liberta. So she will be able to, and this is just my guess, she will add extra buffs to those teams that can stack, right? And then on top of that, we've got Miracle Violet Palette, which is probably my favorite design of the three. My favorite cutscenes, Liberta, but by far, I think Palette looks so good in this skin. She looks so good. Right, and it looks like she's a damage dealer who deals increased damage when the target has more than a certain amount of debuffs. So the more debuffs, when it reaches a certain threshold, the more damage, right? And then, of course, we've got Miracle Marine Mammoneer, who also looking real thick in her gotcha, or not her gotcha, her Magical Girl skin. And she's dressed as like the manager for this group, right? So basically, her kit focuses on dealing increased damage on the following turn based on how many hits she takes during a defensive phase. So this is going to be a big buff for her because we know that her first costume can basically, after you cast it once, it's like transformation costume. You don't have to use SP for it, right? So this will build on her first costume heavily, right? So we'll see. All really good things. And then we've got the new character pack at season event, and you guys know how that goes. We won't get into spoilers, but it's about the magical girls, and they show a bunch of nice screenshots, honestly. They've got the short stories as well. We've got the Fiend Hunt rerun for Abomination next week. We've got True Orochi the 30th. And May 14th, we've got Giant Row the Cat, and a new one, Dark Magica, May 28th. And she is a baddie. Apparently she appears in the story too. Guild Raid is coming up. That's great. Cool. Coliseum is now implementing bans. That's actually pretty interesting. We may talk about that in a video. But yeah, all really good stuff. And we have the fated guest of Palette, boys. It is looking really good. I think I can at least show some images here, but yeah, Palette is looking good. I'm definitely going to be careful. I'm not going to show any video, but I think this is going to be a really good one. Again, I'm actually really liking Palette and her design. She might be a new top for me. She looks so good. So yeah, it's going to be something exciting. And just so you know, they're adding an auto feature, so you can play through all of the cutscenes with the auto feature, or all of the interactions, excuse me, with the auto feature, and you get hints on, you know, what to touch within the interaction as well. And of course, they've got the gauge, the what do you call it? I guess the dopamine gauge, where if it fills up, a big moment happens, right? So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. But we'll see that shortly. They did say it was super lewd. Fantasia Square, they added Darien and Grandhilder, and they've got this new thing where if you've got certain titles, like the Overload title, you get a booba avatar behind you as you run around. It's kind of funny. Same thing with Vela. I think if you've got, I forgot, it's like Advent title, you'll get the Vela one here, right? So it's pretty funny. But yeah, some improvements to Fiend Hunt here. So Fiend Hunt, you can now use 3 teams even at level 10. and you could start from level 20, it seems. So yeah, first, the maximum starting level of available in the Fiend Home will increase to 20. So I think this is an overall great change. I like that you can now use 3 teams. That'll be a nice, especially for me who also competes in Fiend Hunt. Content shop here for the fishing is adding some supplies in the shop, right? We've got refining powder, deco coins, the good stuff. Huge update. Expanded home screen to 50 slots and added 28 wallpapers. So, huge update here. This is pretty great. Some of these wallpapers I've definitely seen in like advertisements before, but this is amazing, guys. 50 slots is crazy. I actually think I can add all of my favorite like cutscenes within the 50 slots, honestly. So huge. Okay. You can save and load your personal preference for filters. So that's a nice little thing they added. They have a guild name change ticket if you want to change your guild name. And they added some ability improvements. Cool, right? Another great change. You can draw all free. Basically what this is, every time you have to go to each each banner and you have to click to draw a free ticket. Well, now there's one area where you can draw the free tickets from all the banners. Honestly, a 10 out of 10 change. Like, super quality of life with that. So, nice update from them. It's basically like a bulk free draw button that you click. And yeah, let's get into Refinement Remnants, guys. So, I'm going to read this because this is very important. This is huge, and I like what Junhee Lee said, that he realized, the effort that players have been putting in trying to get these powders. It needs to be recognized, and it can't be solely relied on with luck. So, previously we referred to this as a refining shop. You will now obtain refinement remnants based on the amount of refining powder consumed during refinement. For every 1,000 refinement powders consumed, you will receive 1 refinement remnant, right? Which can be used to purchase items from the refining shop. And I want to say this, right? Because you're taking a look here. They're going to retroactively go back on everyone's account, and they're going to be essentially counting how much powder we've used since the beginning of the game, right? So for all the whales, for people like me that's been there since day one, you're going to get a bunch of remnant tickets, or I guess remnants, whatever, currency, right off the bat, okay? And as you can see over here, you see 24, 23, 22, 21, right? So it's exactly what you think, and you see some other stuff here and a new item. We'll get to that new item in a minute. The biggest question is probably what items will be available in the shop. First, the gear score change tickets. This item will allow you to change the score of a piece of gear of your own specific value. For example, if your gear has a score of 14, applying a 23-point change ticket will set that gear to 23. Gear score change tickets can only be used on UR gear. Gear score change tickets are also available in 4 tiers: 21, 22, 23, 24. 24-point tickets is limited to 1 purchase per half year and is added to the shop each semi-anniversary. So, twice a year, you will be able to use this, right? And they also explain that for the 24-point change ticket, they're considering a cost equivalency of 10 million refining powder. So if you did the math, remember, every 1,000 is 1, so that is around 10,000 tickets. Now, to get 10 million in 6 months, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. I can run through so many powder in just like one patch. I can run through like 1 million in one patch easy. So this is pretty huge, right? Now, gear scores 21 to 23 will have no purchase limit, right? And it's crazy. Now, they mentioned that the pricing for the new growth material is being considered at around 600k, allowing players to obtain both gear score change tickets and materials. So we're looking at around, if it's 600k and you take that away with 1,000, you're looking at basically 600 tickets, right? So I'll say this, right? The tactic manual gives you like 300k. When you do a refinement, like a full refinement, you automatically will go through at least 30k when you refine, right? So for those of you that don't know, you do it to the max. You refined it 1,000 times here, right? You're going through, it should tell you right up here, right? Like it looks like, oh, did we get a level up? We got a level up. Hang on, let's not get a level up. Let's see. Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh my god, okay, what the fuck? Hang on. Can we please not get one? Okay, 29,000. So basically 30,000. I can't believe we got 20. Oh, that's insane. But you basically go through 29,000 per max level up. And for those of you that do this a lot, you already know, like, doing this is like what you're supposed, like, you do it all the time, right? So it's going to be very easy, guys, to get to that 600k refining powder just to get a 21, 22, or 23. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't know if 21 or 22 is going to cost the same as a 23, because it's like, well, what's the point if you're just going to get 23s? But who knows? We'll see, right? So a huge thing that is coming. Finally, all of your previously used refining powder will be applied retroactively. Based on your total refining powder usage, refinement remnants will be granted 1,000 to 1 ratio. Any remainder below 1,000 will be rounded up, meaning even 999 or fewer will grant 1 refinement remnant. Awesome. Now, the new growth feature burst. So as you can see from this image, you see multiple tiers. The first tier, second, and third tier. Now, this is just an example, right? But this is going to be a new system where, based off the tier, if you unlock tier 3, it uses up an extra 3 SP. And whatever that tier is at 1, 2, or 3, it can add an extra boost in power, right? They've even mentioned that that boost in power could add an extra effect. So let's kind of get into that. So, introducing the Burst, a new growth and combat system currently in development. Burst was designed to add more strategic depth by letting players enhance skills more flexibly as they use them. In simple terms, it lets you spend extra SP to use a stronger version of a skill. During the battle preparation phase, you can tap the home button on either side of the costume skills to raise its burst level up to level 3. As the burst level rises, the SP cost also increases, allowing you to use stronger versions of the skill. Please note that balancing is still in progress and that values shown are just temporary. So you basically spend 60 of these flames to get burst 1, and then same thing with burst 2 and 3, and it looks like it's going to be costing at least like 4.5 mil in total. You know, which isn't too bad, especially when you're getting some good value out of it. You'll be able to use Burst in battle up to the level you've enhanced beforehand. Burst can enhance up to 3 levels, and doing so will require both Spark of Rampage, a new material, and Gold, which is that blue flame. So yeah, there's multiple Burst levels up to 3. Now, here's what they want you to know, right? So, Burst is a system that can be progressed separately for each costume, and the current balance target allows up to 3 costumes to be fully progressed over a month. Next, we'll cover how you could obtain resources. You could obtain in-game content, another from Refining Shop, and then third as a paid item. So, you know, they're trying to give you incentive to buy the Battle Pass. But if you're playing and doing your dailies correctly, you should be able to get 3 costumes up to Burst per month. In addition, within the new growth system being added, the amount of existing growth materials provided will also be increased. So we're going to get more Tier of Goddess, more Refining Powder, more of that stuff that'll help you with the growth system. With the other growth system, excuse me. So, what they also wanted to say is the impact on combat. So they said, since Burst comes with added cost of consuming more XP, we are balancing it to provide a greater boost than potentials. When Burst is used, skill power and scaling will increase, and in some cases, new effects that did not previously exist may also be added. These new effects will activate after all the skills of the original effect have been applied. So that's important too. The new effect will activate after all the skills of the original effect have been applied. So that's going to be interesting. But we'll see how these new effects work. But this may actually allow us, guys, to use skills. Actually, no, just use costumes that we would normally never would use, right? I'm hoping that's the case, right? Because it would be nice, but let's see how it works. I'm excited, though, because this is actually something that I know a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. Now, they said that their plan is to add burst support for around 15 costumes every 2 weeks, and they're going to be prioritizing rerun costumes, and every 5-star costume that comes out will already have burst. So, every 2 weeks, 50 costumes, within a couple months, they'll be all caught up, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. A really big update to come. We'll see how these bursts work. Again, if they're doing 15 costumes every 2 weeks, it's going to be insane testing out some of these like burst costumes, right? Again, I'm really excited because if Fiend Hunt and Guild Raid can be expanded into more teams, that'll be exciting. Burst will be added May 7th, and we'll continue reviewing balance closely. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty much it for that new game mode that was coming out in May called the Soul Rage. Wow, the Soul Wager. And this is hosted by a Reverie member called Brudina. This is our first time getting a look at her. And she really loves gambling. And this new game mode has more to do with strategic placement. So I'm guessing on the board, you have to be able to place your units in the right area. If you do, you get rewarded. If you don't, you might get, screwed. So we'll see. Some stuff about Story Pack 1 rework. We really don't need to get into this. It's really nothing. Optimization, they saw some improvement in optimization. Good for them. And 3rd anniversary preview. Now, take a look at this. We're going to take a look. Oh crap. I can't. Can I get the full thing? I can't. All right. Well, I will be talking about this because, like I said earlier, the Discord, we kind of cooked, and we think we pretty much figured out everybody. And I'm going to explain how all 8 of these characters, how they're basically going to be distributed. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're probably going to be selling on top of this too. So, but yeah, look for my next video. We will go over the 3rd Annie units here. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It'll be fun. And they sent a couple of sneak peek screenshots of some of them as well. And we'll go over all that in the next vid. Also, they're coming up with the 3rd anniversary PV trailer. They've got some shots here of Vela, Eustia, Neck and Dahlia. So it'll be pretty cool. And then they've got the satisfaction survey. Things are overall looking good. People love the Olivier interaction a lot. And yeah, that's about it for now, guys. Let me get on this next video, and we'll talk about the 3rd anniversary costumes that are coming out. And yeah, more to come. All right, guys. Later.